Hey guys, it's Jeannine. Welcome to Friday's Fitness Corner. We're with Studios Fitness and Dance, but in my backyard again. And what I want to do today with you guys is I want to go over some ways to stretch with the stability ball. So I'm just going to be showing a whole bunch of ways that we can stretch out the body with this great piece of equipment. If you do not have a stability ball, I highly recommend getting one. You know, they store pretty easily, you can deflate them, but they're great for a whole slew of different exercises. And just because of the nature of the ballness of them for stretches and stuff, tiny little bit of further distance can make a huge amount of difference with the amount of range of motion you can get, and you'll kind of feel what I'm talking about when we get going. So for the first thing, I think I'm just gonna have us start by sitting on the ball. So I'm gonna come farther away from you guys. I'm gonna sit here. So we're here. I'm gonna actually come to the side a little bit so you can see. So I'm gonna deal with hamstrings for the moment. So I'm gonna sit just nice and tall. Legs are out in front. And I'm just gonna sit super tall and take a deep breath. And I'm gonna reach forward and see how far I can get with my legs straight. Kind of keep the legs straight as I can. And I'm going to walk the hands up the legs. And I'm going to inhale again. And I'm going to reach up and come forward. Get a little further in that stretch, which feels really good. And I'm going to walk the hands up the legs again. And I'm going to do one more time. I'm going to take a nice inhale. And I'm going to reach forward. Legs are straight and sort of the furthest I can get. I can actually wrap my fingers around my toes a little bit. Beautiful. So that's a great way to get a nice hamstring stretch. And what I like about it, as opposed to a bench or a chair, there's no edge, so it doesn't dig into the back of the hamstring, and it feels just really friendly. All right, so from there, I'm going to come into a quad stretch. Now, we can do a quad stretch in a different way as well. Let me start with that one. It's kind of a more modified way of doing it. So I'm going to come into my split stance like this, and I'm going to take the ball, and I'm going to push it into my back thigh a little bit, and keep a hand on it, and then I'm just gonna sink down. Now you'll feel here that the ball is helping to support, like a nice pillowy support here, and I'm nice and tall, so I feel the stretch in that back leg, in that hip, in that quad. And I'm gonna do that nice, take a few deep breaths. And when you're ready, come on in, get the ball to the other side. Step back again, and again, we got to be tall here, right? So we're tall, push the ball into the thigh and sink straight into it. Feel how the ball sort of supports us. Got to stretch in that left hip and quad. Couple of deep breaths. And then we're going to step in. So I'm going to give you a different option. This is actually one that I prefer, but if you can't get into this position we are going into right now, then you're going to stick with the last type that we just did. So I'm going to come into this sort of, I call it like chaise longue position. So I got the ball behind me, about like that, right? Super fun, right? Nice and comfortable. So let me angle myself out just a little bit. So from here, all right, I can put my hands on the ground if I need to for stabilization. I'm going to take one leg and I'm going to bring it back. My toe is pointed, and I'm going to lower into this stretch with this leg by letting that leg come down, all right, and getting super tall. And I feel the stretch right here. If it's too much, again, go into that last position we were just in. And this feels really nice. Great way to get a good stretch in that quad. Other side. And then lower down. And then we got it on this side. Feeling that nice stretch. Hands are on the floor for support. So you can feel like you need full control. Beautiful. Now from there, I'm going to come into a glute stretch. So I'm going to cross one leg over, and again, I'm going to just dig my heel in a little bit more right there. Cross, and then I'm going to let my butt kind of hang, right? My back is pushing into the ball, and my hands are on the ground. Just the fingertips, so between my fingertips, this foot, and the ball, you're easily and comfortably supported. feeling the stretch in this hip. Come to the other side. So again, cross, and then let that hip drop. Nice. Gravity's working for us here. Get that stretch on the opposite side. This one. Nice. That's great. Now for inner thigh, what I'm going to have us do is lie down, all right? Make it comfortable. Put my feet up on the ball, right? So both my feet are on the ball, right? And I'm down, I'm totally relaxed. And I'm going to let the knees come apart, all right? And in. Now I feel the stretch in the inner thigh as I hold here. Let me come to the side so you guys can see a little bit better. So here, and then I come here, right? Nice inner thigh. And extend. The other thing about the stability ball is just rolling it in and out is such a nice way to kind of soothe the body into the stretch. It really makes for a very unique and wonderful tool for this kind of thing. Nice. And extend. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to use it to sort of stretch out in through here and to sort of counter a lot of forward motions. So what I like to do with this, because it's hard for the back to let go, right? We're always very tense, especially when we're busy doing a lot of physical stuff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to extend, and I'm going to kind of rock and roll until my head is comfortable on the ball. And it takes a couple, but then all of a sudden it's really nice to just let the ball support the arch of my back. Down, back, nice, and down, and back. Beautiful, and down. Now, same premise, we're going to do that to open up the sides a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the ball support me kind of in my armpit, all right? Which, right about like there. And I'm going to scissor the legs, all right? So I got the top leg over, right? And I'm going to angle this a little bit more this way so you guys can see. So now I'm going to just sort of let my body start to relax into the shape of the ball, similar to the way we just did it with the ball under our back. All right, nice straight line. Good. And now I'm going to take that top arm and I'm going to reach. Beautiful. And just let it relax. Ideally, we're looking to touch this top arm to the ground. Takes a little bit of release there. Nice, that feels so good. Ball is so supportive, I love it. Let's do the other side. So that just opens things up in the serratus and the oblique. Sort of, oh, it's nice, it just sort of makes me feel a little longer. All right, so here, again, the ball is kind of under the armpit, and we're going to stagger the legs, scissor them, and we're here, right? And again, coaxing into that side bend, coaxing, get more and more comfortable. Oh, I really just feel it going all the way down. It's awesome. Down. Up. Nice. See if you can kind of gauge one side versus the other. Oh. Beautiful. Excellent. So now we're going to stand, and I'm going to have you do stretch for the shoulders, upper back, and hamstrings. We're gonna hit those again a little bit. So I have the ball here. I'm gonna keep my legs straight and I'm just gonna walk the ball forward and relax here. So I'm feeling a stretch here in my shoulders, in my back, my upper, middle, and low back, a little bit in my hamstrings. It's nice. Now, remember I talked about how just like a centimeter of distance can make a big difference in the amount of stretch we're getting. So with that in mind, I want to keep my hips exactly square to the ground like they are, but I'm going to walk the hands and the ball over to the right, okay? So here, let me face you guys so that you can see what I'm talking about. It's really subtle. So we were here, right? Now I'm just going to walk the ball here, and I'm going to pull this hip back. And now I feel that stretch all going up in here as well. Keeping the legs straight. And then walk the ball to the other side. Nice. Pull that hip back. And feel the stretch going all the way up. Really nice. Beautiful. And then the ball back to the center. I'm going to take this hand, right? And I'm going to let the ball roll away. Keep my shoulders fairly square to the floor. And then back up. I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to open up this way. Nice. All through here. Beautiful. And I'm going to go up. And so I think that's pretty cool. I think we covered a lot of stretches there. We did the back, we did the sides, we did the hammies, we did the quads, we did the glutes, we did the core, we did everything. We shoulders, upper body, we opened. That's nice. We did a lot of stuff. So that's how to use the stability ball for stretches. So guys, I'm going to put this under stretches, rest, and recovery. So if you're looking for something special for that, that's where you can find it. Also under stability balls, because I got some stability ball exercises that can be glummed in there too. But this is a great way to use your stability ball to get the most out of your stretch. If you find that you are a little tight in any place where you're stretching, don't forget about your foam roller. You might want to grab the foam roller and do a little rollout on those parts, and then go back and see if you can get a little further with that stretch there. So that's about it for this week's Friday's Fitness Corner in my backyard. This is Jeannine with Studios Fitness and Dance, and I miss seeing you guys in the space, but it sure is a nice day out, so that's cool. I hope everybody's staying well, safe, happy, and strong, and I will see you guys soon. All right, take care. Bye.